Welcome to Mike's Literary Minute, where books can be listened to and enjoyed. My name is Michael. I've been listening to audiobooks since the mid-'80s, and, well, I had a backlog of books that I had gotten, and I'm slowly working my way through them, which means it's time to do a couple of videos. The first one I'm going to do this evening is a book called The Longmire Defense by Craig Johnson, as read by George Guidall. Now, this is book 19 in the Longmire series. Now, some people might recognize the name Longmire because it was a television show on, I believe it was A&E. I think. I could be wrong on that, but I want to say it was on A&E. The show is based on the books, although they really got the character Victoria Morelli completely and utterly wrong. The only thing that links the two is, well, she's Walt's undersecretary or undersheriff. She's female, and her name is Victoria Moretti. The Victoria Moretti in the books is a lot more colorful than Katie Sackhoff's character on the show. And that's not supposed to be any type of a crack towards Katie Sackhoff. She's a great actress. I've liked a lot of the stuff that she's done. I'm just saying that the character, you compare the book to the television show, character's not even close. Not even close. With that said, though, back to the book, The Longmire Defense, and basically what it is Walt is going back and dealing with some of the demons of his past, where he had to deal with his grandfather, and the Longmire Defense actually comes into play because it is a play on a chess move. Walt is a real good chess player. His grandfather taught him, his dad played him, Lucian Conley plays him, and the Longmire Defense was a strategy that his grandfather would use on him when he wanted to beat his ass. So yeah, the book itself, this is probably one of the only Longmire books I have ever listened to where, and all the books are very dramatic. Every single one of them is very dramatic. But in every single solitary book up to this point, there's been one chapter that just was off the rails. And it kind of became a thing for me to listen to the book and let's get involved in the story and listen to the story and try and find the one chapter where Craig Johnson goes from being very serious and very suspenseful to being a clown. I mean, there was one chapter where Walt goes to answer a call and he's involved in a pretty much a bad divorce dispute where the male and the female, the husband and the wife, are taking pot shots at each other with match grade 308s, and they're pinned down. Walt Longmire and this guy, they're pinned down by the guy's wife. And the guy turns to Walt and says, "Oh, I'm being a bad host. Hey, you want a beer?" Pulls a beer out of it. And keep in mind, they're being shot at with match grade 308s. And they're like, "Hey, you want a beer?" And the first time I heard that, I pretty much wet myself. I was laughing so hard because it came right out of left field. And in this book, there really wasn't anything like that. And it was a change. I was waiting for it, and it never happened. Does that really distract from the book? No. Actually made the book better. This is the earlier Longmire books, I have a problem getting through. The later ones, like the Longmire Defense and Steamboat, just to name another one, are so... yes, they're serious. Yes, they're, very dramatic, but they are such good. Craig Johnson has polished the characters so much that the books are, this is a case where the more he writes them, the better it actually starts going up, or the better the characters get, the better the stories get. It is very nice to be able to see this in literature, and I really enjoy it. George Guidall has read, to the best of my knowledge, has read every single Longmire book. So whenever a new one's coming out, it's like, all right, George is going to be reading it. George is a good reader. I love his stuff. And honestly, I actually have Longmire on DVD. I have seen the entire series, all 6 seasons, probably half dozen times. But the voice of George Guidall actually, to me, is the voice of Walt Longmire. And I cannot remember the name of the actor who plays him in the series. Robert Taylor. His name is Robert Taylor. And Robert Taylor does an awesome job. But in my opinion, he is not George Guidall. Every time I think of Longmire, I think of George. The stories are very in-depth. They cause you to do a little bit of thinking. I just find them good stories. I could sit there and give you 500 reasons why I like the book, or like the series of books, like the reading, like the author. But it boils down at the end of the day, I like the books. Collegiate scale on this one, the fact that it's actually what I consider better than some of the earlier works, I'm going to have to sit there and up it to a 3.5, which is actually pretty solid. The book itself, is there problems with it? There's problems with every book. I very rarely have found anything. In fact, one of the few books I actually gave a 4.0 to, a perfect grade, I had to grade it on a curve because, well, it changed my life. And no, it wasn't Dianetics. It was a book called Shadowhunters, or no, I can't even remember. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the background today and over the past 48 hours of my life that's caused my memory to go. Now, on the good side of thing, I am recording this with a new camera. My other GoPro, I originally started with my cell phone. Everybody's like, get a GoPro. So I went out and got a GoPro. And it finally decided to kind of burst into flames. So that's the reason I haven't done a video in the past couple of weeks, is because I was waiting for the new camera to come in. So I've got great lighting. I can actually see what I'm doing. I've got the creator mod, or whatever they want to call it, and a Hero 13. So yay, I'm actually rocking the best camera that they have. The other one, the Hero 8 that I had, went the way of the dodo and died. So bad news for that, but good news, the fact I got the new camera and it looks like it's working. Seems pretty good lighting to me. I've got it propped up high enough to where I'm pretty centered. I'm actually watching my speech and everything. I'm watching the video through the camera. There's a little television screen on top of it, so I don't have to keep looking down to where I'm looking at my cell phone now, and you see the top of the lack of hair. So yay, everybody, you don't have to see the bald spot anymore. Back to the book, though. What do you guys think? Have you ever read any of Craig Johnson's work? If you haven't, you're missing out. I'm just going to throw that out there. If you haven't read any of it or listened to any of it, I personally think you're missing out. If you've listened to it, if you've read it, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions? What do you think of the book? Is it better than his original stuff, or is the original stuff better than the later stuff? Is, some of the stuff that is chronological in the books that happens. I'm trying to say stuff without giving a lot of stuff away, so that's why there's a lot of. So let's just say that Walt's daughter Caddy has a child, so you get all that in the background. There's a little bit of a romantic relationship between Walt and another character in the book, and that sits there, and that's in the background too, as well as the story. I mean, you've got Henry Standing Bear plays a very large part. He's Walt's sidekick, for lack of a better description. Lucian Conley normally makes a appearance in the books, and Lucian is nuts, for lack of a better description. Omar, Omar was not in this book. Omar is a hunting guide, and it was he and his wife that were having the shooting contest when Walt was pinned down, and they were taking heat from Match Grade 308. So yeah, Omar is in the television series is kind of close. The character of Henry Standing Bear in the television series is miscast, but Lou Diamond Phillips pulls it off, makes it work, and gets a pass because it was believable. But, you know, like, comment, share, subscribe, do what you're going to do. I can't stop you. Hopefully I can encourage you, though. And yes, I know I've got comments I need to respond to. Saw them. Don't worry. While I'm uploading videos, I will be more than happy to respond to comments. Don't think I forgot about you. I did not forget about you. Not going to happen. I love my fan base. I don't have very many subscribers. And you know what? That's okay. I could care less. I'm not here to be the next Demolition Ranch or the next, you know, Matt Carricker or any of the other big names, Brandon Herrera type people. I'm not here to do that. I have a job. I work 7:45 to 4:30 Monday through Friday and some Saturdays. I do this just to have an outlet to talk about something that I've been doing literally, and I am not making this up. I started listening to audiobooks when I was about, I don't know, 13 years old back in the 80s. I'm 52. I've been listening to audiobooks for a good portion of my life, and with YouTube and my little camera setup with the lights and everything else, it gives me the ability to talk to people about books that I've found good. So conversation is king, and if you've read the book, great. Let me know what you think. If you've thought about reading the book, let me know, and we can go from there. If you read the book or listened to the book and could not stand it, hey, let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do what you are going to do. And we will catch you on video number this many that is going to be happening as soon as I hit stop on the phone. So you guys have a good one. Have a good week. And we'll catch you in the next video.